Well, happy day and welcome to the discussion about Lab 7 and welcome to in-person hands-on stuff. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun actually building pneumatic circuits. So you guys are totally good at like designing pneumatic circuits. You get control, you can do ladder logic. You have an idea about how to use a sequential statement. What you're going to learn in this lab is how to make that practically happen. Pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is this is what's happening. Little instructions here. I'm going to go through Lab 7. I'm just going to step through Lab 7, explain everything you have to do in Lab 7, and then, I'm going to talk about like the schedule. So essentially, I guess I will start that now. So as far as the schedule goes, Group has to go into school this coming week. Okay, so for week 8, week after reading week, you have to go to your practical lab class. So this is where you used to go to your class with either Satish or Peter, where you would go online. But now you're going to physically go into school. So essentially this is what you're going to do. Look at your schedule. Look at the week 8. So the week 8 is whatever, this coming week, I guess I'll give you the dates. The 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th of July. Sorry, I had to think about what month. July. So look at your schedule for that week and you will see, if you see that you have NB 111, then you have to go to that class. You have to go to that class. If you don't go to that class, that's it. That's your only option. You will lose marks because you didn't do the build, and the builds are worth marks. Okay, good. So go to that class. Do not miss those classes. So just heads up, Group, you should know if you're in Group A or in Group B. Well, okay, sometimes I get a little excited. So at the end of, so it's ATMN 153, and then it'll say, MAB or MAC, or it'll say AA or ABA or ABC. Sorry, it won't say C. It'll just say either AAA or AAB, whatever. That last letter is your group. It'll either be an A or a B, and that's your group. Plus, you can just look on your schedule, and it'll show you when you have to go. So from now on, you physically go into school whenever your schedule says so. So Group is physically going into school in week 8. Group will physically go into school in week 9, and it'll show on your schedule. There you go. So whenever it says, if your schedule says NB111, you got to go. Okay, good. So moving forward with Lab 7, which is really cool. Lab 7 is just pure pneumatics. It's going to give you an opportunity to see how to hook up the hoses and stuff and play with the cylinders and make them go. And then we're going to do Lab 8 and Lab 9 are going to be electro pneumatics. So Lab 7 is cool. It's just pneumatics and it'll get you going. Let's take a look at the lab itself. I'm going to share some stuff over here. Here we go. Where is it? Where is it? All right, that's the screen I want, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to, here we are, here in the lab. So this is this instruction video here. It'll have a number here, because once I finish the video, I'll put the number on how long it is. Anyway, and here we go. So here's the lab. So what's going on is that this is a lab submission. Once you actually physically go to the lab, you're going to have to do the lab submission. You click on it here. It's just like a quiz, just like we did before in Lab 5 and I think, 5 and 6. So you go here, and then there are 3 places. You got to browse the local files, browse. So there are actually 4 things that you have to hand in. These 2 things are like super simple. These 2 things are really nice, pretty professional hand drawings. I will close that window. When I close the window, what do I do? I'm going to just go over here. Right. Okay. So let's take a look at the lab. So welcome to Lab 7. Lab 7 is pretty cool. So you're going to get hands-on with pneumatic experimentation, experiment board. So, and that is a Festo board, and we have them. You've probably seen them down in the basement. You're going to play with those. You're actually going to play with a pressure regulator. You're going to adjust the pressure. And you're going to, just get your hands on pneumatic actuators themselves. And you're going to do sequencing by position. So, that's what's going on. And essentially, I will walk you through that in a moment. And then you're going to become familiar with the actual use, the physical hands-on use of all of these pieces of equipment that you're very used to and you understand very well. But you don't, you haven't actually had hands-on, so you'll have hands-on. So there you go. So, oh yeah, and you know what? I have to add in a push button here. So you're gonna have to add in a push button here. Whatever, I forgot to put a push button, so I'll put a push button there. So good. Now, let me just give you the heads up about this. Let me just zoom in here and talk about this. For every single circuit you build, whether it's electro-pneumatic or purely pneumatic, there are two steps that are similar all the time. So you do not even have to think. You go over to the experiment board. You take however many cylinders you have, and you hook them up to DCVs. That's it. You grab a DCV and you grab a cylinder and you run the hoses from the DCV to the cylinder. You're done. If you were to do like 10 different labs, all of these would stay the same. Okay, good. So just get that done and you could do all your labs, whatever. If you have 2 or 3 different circuits to build, none of the hoses from here will change. So just do that, get it done, don't touch it. Same here. Hook up all of your air supplies, and you have to do this once and leave it. So mostly, there may be some situation where you have to maybe change an air supply, but these two get you like 50% of the way to hook your circuit up, and then what you do is you just simply hook up your pilot hoses, right? And that is where the control is. This is where the cool part is. This is where you're thinking. This is where you're designing your circuit. This is where the logic of the control goes. Okay, good. So essentially, just hook these two up. Don't even think. Just do these and then start thinking about where you're going to put your control or your pilot hoses. Okay, cool. So now, with that, part A, this is really complicated. Are you ready for this? This is going to blow your mind how complicated it is. Yeah, you're going to build this circuit. Okay? So what's going on here is you're going to have a cylinder, and I'm going to sneeze. Yep, I sneezed. Okay, good. So you're going to have one cylinder and 2 push buttons. You're going to press this push button, the cylinder will extend. You're going to press this push button, and the cylinder will retract. Okay? So it's really complicated. But really, like there's this manifold over here. You're going to have to connect the manifold up. Actually, with our new equipment, you don't have to put these little jumpers on, but whatever, deal with it. Just your lab instructor will show you how to hook up this manifold. And you're going to learn how to use this equipment. You also need a pressure regulator. Play around with the pressure regulator. And if you want, you can turn the pressure up and lower the pressure, and you will see the cylinder moves more quickly and or slowly. Play around with this equipment. Get used to this. Have fun tangibly hooking this stuff up and experimenting and playing around, and watch what happens. Now, this next thing, you are going to do sequencing by position control, and you're going to add in automatic control. So for part A, it's just this. Press a button, it goes out. Press a button, it goes back. And you'll find that once you press this button and release your finger, if you press it really quickly, this will go out, it will keep going out, and it will go all the way to the end, and it will stop there. So you don't have to hold this. Now, the next step is that's part A. Part B is all you're really doing is you are going to, actually, let me go back here. Part B, all you're going to do is you're going to either remove these, and you're going to hook these 2 hoses up to here and here. You're going to take these 2 things and you're going to hook them up to here and here. Or, well, let me just stick with that. If you did do that and you press this button, it would extend. When it gets to the limit valve, it's going to close, make this become passing. And then what's going to happen is air is going to leave here and it's going to go into this DCV and it's going to make it retract. So if I press this button, it will extend and retract. That is if I change this push button, which makes it retract, to this limit switch, which will make it retract when the cylinder extends. Now, the other choice is, it is completely entirely up to you, is you can change this push button over to this limit valve, in that when you press this button, it will then retract and then extend automatically. And there you go. So that's actually part B. So here you go. Here's the sequential statement. You're either going to do this or this, because if you are going to make your first action extend, in that you're going to put this over to here, you can do both, by the way. If you're going to put this over here, your first action will to make it extend. When it extends, it will automatically retract. And that is the sequential statement for what that looks like. And that's the control statement, A plus, A minus. If you hooked up the situation where you put this guy over here, then your first action would be to retract it. And you know what? You should do both of those just to play around, because you'll find something really very interesting about this, in that if you hook it up and turn up the hose, turn up this air, and it is retracted, it will actually extend. Okay, good. So play around with that. So you can either do that or this. I suggest you do both of them just to play around. So once you get that built, I need you to look at these components and hook up the lines in this diagram indicating what's going on here. So this is a more of a physical drawing, and this is a schematic. And then you're just going to do this by hand, like really quickly. You don't need a ruler. I don't care what you use. You could draw this, and you could just go get some, whatever, I was going to say blood, but don't put blood on here. I don't care what you draw this with or how pretty it is. It's just, this is a working area. So use it like a whatever. You could go steal a whiteboard pen off the whiteboard and just, I don't care what it looks like. But you have to actually physically build this circuit. Once you actually, once you get it working, once you build this guy or this guy, get a signature. Now, moving on to here. I'm assuming you can fit this in. I don't know if you guys are going to really struggle, figuring out how to actually use all these components and hook up all these hoses, but I'm assuming you can do this. You can flip that around, play around here, and get this done really quickly. And if that is true, then you can move on and you can build this. This is a little bit more complicated. There are 2 cylinders. What's going on here is that this is your sequential statement. What I need you to do, and I need you to do this before you go to school. Now, just wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. I have a dramatic effect that I have to put into here. I've got too many stupid windows. Bad windows, bad. There, here we go. You have to do it before you go to school. Oh, did I say before? Yeah. Dude, I need you to have this ready. So before you go to school, spend the time thinking. I don't want you to do any thinking in the lab other than like trying to figure out how to hook stuff up. I need you to do the designing before you go to school, okay? So I need you to walk into the lab with this circuit ready. Okay, let me go back and share my screen, and then I'll look at it, and which one is it? Where did it go? What do I do? There it is. Okay, good. So here we go. So you have to take this sequential statement, and you have to draw the lines. Again, I don't care if you use a whiteboard pen. I don't care what you do. You can use a marker. It doesn't matter. So hook up these lines in this circuit. So to translate a sequential statement into here, dude, that's the cylinder. That's a limit valve. That's air. So to do this, I would start from here. I would put air to A+. Here's A+. Just put air supply right there. And then draw a line coming out to A+, going into B+, a line coming out of here, going to the action B+, which is down here, yeah, right? And then the next is air to B+. Oh, I said A+, B+, yeah. And then air to B+. Okay, here's B+. Put air there, and then take the air and go to action A-. So there's going to be a hose that comes along here, and it goes la-di-da, and it connects to there. And then you just continue, right? And then once you come out of B-, wait, B-, so you put air into B- because it says so, and you take this guy, and you come out here, and you go into this valve, and then you come out of this valve, and you go to A+. So just draw all those hoses first. You actually have to submit a picture of this, and I'll show you where that is. Draw those before you physically go to the school and into the lab. And then you've already got this DCV hooked up to here and to here. Those hoses never have to be changed. So throw another cylinder on, throw another DCV on, hook up those 2 hoses, hook up air to here. You have to run a hose from the pressure regulator to here. You've already got a hose from the pressure regulator into here. So yeah, and then another hose to the pressure regulator here and here. No, another hose from the pressure regulator to here and to here. And that's why you're going to be using this manifold over here. There's going to be a lot of possibilities where you can click in, because you're going to have to run hoses to here, to here, to here, and to here, a lot of places. So there you go. So have this drawn and then build it. Again, you don't have to get a signature for this, okay? The 2 signatures are for this and this, but I really want you to try this. I want you to be able to get to this. And then the submission requirements are this. Under the lab, you will find two blank images. I need you to, and they're this. There's this image here and this image here. I need you to draw the lines on this image that will be making this happen, but it'll be either this over here or this over here. I need you to draw that and submit it. Also, I need you to draw all of this and submit it. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty. And then what you have to do is you have to draw this entire circuit with everything hooked up, all nice and pretty, with a circle template, a ruler. Dude, you put so much love into this. Same with this. You got to put a lot of love into drawing these 2 circuits, and then you submit those. This is the marking rubric for the hand drawings. And by the way, we're not doing Automation Studio for this. Whatever. I don't need to test you guys or make you do Automation Studio for like some simple circuit like this. We will do Automation Studio when we get into electro-pneumatics, because you'll need to kind of wrap your head around, because you'll be designing your own circuits. Okay, good. With that said and done, let me go over here to back to the Blackboard. Right, I was going to show you where those files are. I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Thank you. So what's going on here is this is the one-cylinder drawing. So I need you to just either download this as an image file. Okay, so you can download that as an image file, and or download this as an image file. Yeah, I guess you have to download it, whatever. You can print it and or use a drawing program to roughly draw the hoses. You have to put exhaust here, exhaust here, exhaust here, exhaust here. So you have to fill all of these things out, draw all the hoses, again, by hand or a drawing program, scan it, whatever you have to do, I don't care. And then you'll do the same thing for the two-cylinder, just draw all the hoses, blah, 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 and I need you to do this before you go to class. You can hand it in whenever you want to hand it in, that's fine. And then you're going to hand it in here. Plus, you're going to draw each of those circuits all nice and pretty. And again, you're going to go in here and you're going to submit your rough drawing here for this guy, and then you're going to submit this guy for your rough drawing here, fill in the lines, and then you're going to do your nice two hand drawings that are really professionally done, and you're going to put them here, and then we'll be done. So this is due, hold on, let me just do the, it's too many windows, bad windows. Okay, good. This is due, whenever you have the lab, it's due the week after Sunday night. So if you were in group and you are going to have your lab in week 8, this lab will be due in week 9, Sunday midnight of week 9. And same with group. Your stuff will be due Sunday midnight of week 10 because you're doing it in week 9. So I don't need to get complicated about this. And that's just how it is. So there you go. I don't think you guys need to know anything more about this lab. I think we're covered. You're really going to enjoy hooking this up. And I need you guys to just play, like play around with this stuff. Have fun, learn, like study this, like hook up whatever. Like as long as you get those circuits built, you're good. You can play around and whatever else you want to do. I think you're good. So now as far as meeting with you guys, I am going to meet everybody in week, I'm going to meet group in week 9 to discuss lab 8. I'm going to meet group in group 10 to discuss lab 8 and then so on. So that will be on, that's going to be Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Even if it says Dave is teaching that, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. So 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, not in week 8, but in week 9, I'm going to meet everybody. And we are going to discuss lab 9 and then lab 10, which will be electro-pneumatic. And you'll have to do some work before those labs, but we'll talk about that later. So there you go. That's it. Have fun. Really have fun. And by the way, sorry, Dave, sorry about this. Dude, you're going to have a new instructor, Dave Patrickson. I have been working with Dave Patrickson for years and years and years. He's very knowledgeable in pneumatics, and he's awesome. You really enjoy working with him, and you will see him in the lab. And there you go. So welcome to the show, Dave. Yeah, looking forward to working with you for the next half of the semester. Yes, and guys, Peter and Satish, they left us. People. No, they have to go on vacation. We'll let them go. They've been working hard for the whole year. That's longer than a week. Anyway, good to talk to you guys. And yeah, I will see everybody. I will see everyone in group in week 9 to discuss lab 8. Yeah, I got that right.